Have you ever wondered what separates average athletes from the elite athletes? Wherever you are in your football journey, I know you've seen certain people that are just built different than others. They're always the ones outperforming everyone else on a consistent basis. You want to get to their level and eventually get to the NFL, but you're just not as good as them, and you just don't know what to do. Don't worry, because these rules I'm about to share with you will give you concrete principles to fall back on when you are striving to be the best football player you can be. And to NFL players, these rules are natural and effortless for them to follow. To you, they'll be hard to follow at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. But if you wake up each and every day of your life and do your absolute hardest to live by these principles, you will build an unbreakable level of commitment to greatness. And you will progress faster than normal athletes while they are wondering what it is you do to be so good. In this video, I'll be revealing the 7 rules only elite athletes live by. If you're tired of feeling average, let's go deeper and let's take your game to the next level. Principle number 1, no complaining. You probably heard this before, but the power of it is very significant. Complaints are a choice to focus on the negative. When elite athletes encounter challenges, they don't waste energy on complaints, they look for solutions. When you complain, it robs you of your edge. It makes your body not want to play anymore. Let's think about it logically. If you've noticed that when you complain about certain things, it drains your energy, mentally and physically. And it also annoys your teammates and especially your coaches. Now, what do you need when playing in a football game? You need energy and trust in your coaches and your teammates, and trust from your coaches and teammates. Because if somebody has trust in you, they have confidence in you. So when you complain, you drain your physical energy and your mental energy, which is a big part of your performance in the game. And your teammates and coaches start to trust you even less on the field, and that means they won't block for you or they won't care to give you the ball. They won't take you serious if you're always complaining. You see how this isn't optimal to becoming the best football player we can be? Next time you feel like complaining, whenever that thought comes out, if it's about practice or it's too hot or you're complaining you're not getting the ball, next time that thought comes up in your head, don't even say it. Don't even say it. And if you're gonna say something, replace it with something that you can do. Replace that thought with an action you can do to improve your situation. If it's not gonna help you or your teammates, don't even say it, bro. Rule number 2, this is very similar to the first one. It's just a little wrinkle out the first one, but this is so important as well, and it's no excuses. I won't spend too much time on it because the solution is the exact same, but excuses are stories we tell ourselves to make failure acceptable. If you want to be elite, failure is not acceptable. And elite athletes know they can never fail because they'll never stop trying. But when you make excuses, you make it acceptable. And that's not what we want. If you want to be an elite athlete, that's not what we want. We got to get rid of this. Elite athletes cut the excuses out. They own their results, whether it's good or bad, and instead of saying that they couldn't train because they were tired, they say they pushed through everything even though they were tired. When other men hear you make excuses, they look at you in a way that you are inferior to them. They can tell you don't want it bad enough and that you won't have a long football career. Making excuses is a quick way to go nowhere in life. Just like complaining, it drains your energy. You want to have a lot of energy on that field. You want to have a lot of energy in life because people like enthusiastic people. People don't like complainers and excuses because that's super common to come around. It's not super common to come around somebody that's enthusiastic. Making excuses, it's a quick way to go nowhere in life. To be just like the normal American fat and out of shape dude sitting on couches all day. Is that what you want? That is what you'll look like if you continue to make excuses when adversity presents itself. Don't look at an athlete that's better than you and say, oh, they have better genetics. Look at them and study them. See what it is they do and what they have done to get where they are. Okay? The way to stop making excuses is the exact same way to stop complaining. If it's not going to help you or your teammates get better, don't even say it. Instead, you can either do something about your situation or you can simply shut up because nobody likes hearing negativity, okay? Now that you realize you can harm yourself and your progress by making excuses and complaining, this is where rule number 3 comes in, and it's being mindful of your self-talk. This is the difference maker. How you talk to yourself becomes a reality. Elite athletes build themselves up with every word. Instead of saying, I hope I make this shot, they say, I will make this shot. They think optimistically and they simply know they can win. Every situation that presents itself to them, they believe they will win. It doesn't have to be football. Every time you have to compete for something, you must know that you will win. Being mindful of the way you talk to yourself starts with recognizing thoughts as a thought. Sometimes we don't even recognize our thoughts as thoughts, and I know that's crazy to hear, but it's true. And whatever you constantly think about will eventually come true in your mind. So now that you know this, if there's a thought that's been lingering in your head, ask yourself, is this what I want my reality to be? And if it is, then keep telling yourself that. And if it's not, then stop and shut that thought down. We want to think in ways that we are creating our desired life. I have a video that talks about creating your desired self-image as a football player and how you can accomplish that. After this video, go and watch that. And if you constantly say you aren't good at catching a football, then you simply won't be good at it. And that goes with everything in life. So watch how you talk about yourself. It is crucial to your success. Don't go around complaining excuses, because that is your self-talk. And now I'm saying be mindful of your self-talk. Talk to yourself in a good, positive way. Now that we can control our each and every thought and we decide our reality now, this is where we get better, okay? Rule number 4, embrace hard shit. Average athletes avoid challenges. Elite athletes run towards them. They know the harder the journey, the greater the reward. Next time something feels too hard, think of it as a test that you are meant to pass. You're only as strong as the obstacles you're willing to face. Being able to control your thoughts gives us a huge edge when we're faced with something hard we have to do. Whenever we're doing hard stuff, we are developing more into that strong man we all deeply want to become. Now, embracing hard things doesn't mean going out of your way and running 20 miles like David Goggins. I mean, if that's something you want to do, then go ahead. But jogging isn't really good for our joints as football players. That's a whole nother video. Embracing hard things means that when you're faced with adversity, be in the moment. Immerse yourself in it. Embrace it. You want to be able to get to a point where people think you're crazy because doing hard shit is normal for you. Some examples of hard things that you can do that people think makes you crazy, but to us elite athletes, it's really just our lifestyle. Can be stuff like working out on a consistent basis, refusing to go to a party you were invited to so you can rest your body and wake up early, doing the same thing over and over and over, because repetition is key for skill development and you know that. Working out twice or sometimes even 3 times a day, not going out because you have to study film. All those are normal for elite athletes, but considered weird and crazy for normal people. You get to decide which side you're on. Are you an elite athlete? Are you gonna look at other athletes as crazy, or are you gonna become the crazy and become the elite athlete? Next time adversity hits you, do not run away from it. Love the fact that it's happening to you, because when adversity hits you, growth follows it. And that's what we want to do. We want to grow, and we must know that pressure makes diamonds. Rule number 5, be a better man today than you were yesterday. NFL players are obsessed with progress. They don't compare themselves to others. They compete with who they were yesterday. This doesn't mean if you worked out 2 hours yesterday to work out 3 today. It means to have a plan, to have a schedule, and write things down and learn new things every day. Getting drafted to the NFL is one day during the process of developing as a football player. To get there, you need to be constantly progressing throughout the days of the week. I have a whole video on creating a schedule and writing things down the right way I mentioned earlier. Go and check that out. But make sure you never stay the same person you were yesterday. If you worked out yesterday and today is a rest day, rest. You become worse if you skip rest days. And make sure you're constantly growing each and every week, tracking your progress. Rule number 6, don't take low-hanging fruit. Elite athletes know that greatness comes from aiming high. They don't settle, they go all in. They make big decisions, even if it takes longer to see results. Imagine where you'll be if every choice you made today aligns with becoming an icon, not just another player. Imagine that. If you want to go to the NFL, you aren't going to make it if you believe you won't be a star in the league. Don't just aim to get drafted, get a huge check, and then cruise the rest of your career. This isn't how we become the best. You already work out all the time and put so much effort into football. Why put limitations on yourself? Why doubt yourself? Strive to be the best simply because you love everything about the sport and you want to dominate the person in front of you. Believing in yourself and imagination is free. Don't let anybody out-believe you. Let your imagination run free, man. Your creativity, let it run free. Because it's free, literally. Don't let anybody put limitations on you. Live by your own narratives. Create your own life narrative. That is a true way to success. Rule number 7, our last rule of the day: visualize. Elite athletes live in their vision long before they see it in real life. They visualize every move, every game, and every win. Every move they do in the game, they saw it in their head before they did it. Every catch they've ever made, they've done it before in their head before they ever did it. They see themselves succeeding down to the last detail. When you visualize and you control your thoughts, just like how I talked about in the previous principles, you be mindful of the way you talk to yourself. You start to become a whole new person whenever you talk to yourself the way you want to talk to yourself. And it rewires your brain to expect success. So next time you're on the field, see yourself in the moment and watch it transform your performance. This creates a specific vision of who you want to be in the future. There are plenty of videos on the power of visualization on YouTube, but you just need to know that how you see yourself now and how you see yourself in the future is how it will be. When you go to sleep or when you have time to meditate during the day, get in a quiet room, visualize yourself accomplishing everything you want to accomplish. The main thing when visualizing is feeling the emotion behind it. What does it feel like to get that Super Bowl ring? What does it feel like to win MVP? What does it feel like to get drafted? Lay down and just think about that moment. Who's going to be at your draft party? What suit are you going to wear? Bro, think of that and just feel that emotion behind it. Visualize yourself in that moment and keep those thoughts always in your head. Feel that emotion, and whatever you're emotionally convinced will happen. Visualize yourself running routes and catching footballs in the Super Bowl, of you making one-handed catches. Anything that you see yourself doing that you want to do in the future, visualize it. Feel the emotion, and that alone will bring it into reality. If you're ready to level up and to become an elite athlete, remember these 7 rules and live by them. It's not just talent that separates the best from the rest. It's their mindset, their discipline, and their refusal to be like everybody else in the world. Keep these rules close, live by them, and you'll see the results on the field and beyond. Now it's time to put in the work. You have the foundations you need to have an NFL player mindset. Now you need to make this your lifestyle. And don't forget to ask yourself, in this moment right here, right now, what type of man do you want to be?